That can't be right.
Let's hear it.
No,
Let's hear it.
it can't be. What is happening?
We never claim to know what we're doing here.
I'm so glad you're here for this because I would feel like a crazy person.
No way. You gotta be kidding me right now.
Hello and welcome. Today, we're talking about Larceny Barrel Proof Batch C923. I'm here with my buddy Riley.
Hey y'all, name's Riley. Great to be here. Thanks for the invite, Steven.
Thanks for being here. Very first guest on the channel. And Riley provided this bottle. So he was able to pick up a bottle for himself, which is what we're tasting today because it's already been opened, but he also picked me up a bottle too. So thank you very much for that, Riley. I appreciate it. So we actually have already tasted this. We had a bourbon tasting a few nights ago where we tasted 13 terrific bourbons. So I'll put a picture up. The lineup was awesome. And this was one of the ones that we tasted and we actually really liked this. And I will say, just as a disclaimer, I'm a huge Weeder fan.
Absolutely.
You like Weeders too. And I really like just the Larceny small batch. So I just want to put that out there because I know a lot of people don't particularly love that bottle. I think that was the very first bottle that I ever bought and drank. And it has a special place in my heart for that reason. And also because I just think it's a really good bottle for under $30. So
absolutely. Yeah, that was actually my first bottle I bought and drank too. So
there you go. How funny is that?
A little solidarity there.
Yeah, so we're both Weeder fans. We're both Larceny fans. To me, these batches are almost always a recommend because of the pricing and the proof point and just how delicious they always are. But some are better than others, as is always the case. And so most of you now have heard that the batch B523 is delicious. I think we can both confirm that that is true. But the batch C923 is also delicious. So let's just go ahead and get to the point. This is a fantastic bottle. It is worth a buy, especially if you like the Larceny Barrel Proof batches and series. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, that is good and it's a buy. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna blind all the releases from this year. So we have batch A123, we have batch B523, and we have batch C923 right here. And then we also have a wild card, as I like to do in these blinds, and that is the Rebel Cask Strength. I think that is about the closest thing to these that I could find in terms of price. There's a rumor that it's the same mash bill from Heaven Hill. So what these Larceny Barrel Proofs are, if you're not familiar with them, this is a Heaven Hill product. They come out 3 times a year. They release in January, May, and September. And it's a mash bill of 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. And it turns out that's actually the same mash bill of the Rebel Cask Strength. These retail for between $65, $75. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, I picked mine up for $72.
Perfect. So, a great value, especially in this day and age of bourbon prices and the inflation and everything rising in price. This is a terrific value just in general to get unfiltered, barrel-proof, wheated bourbon that's aged at least 6 to 8 years. They don't put an age statement on these bottles like they do with their Elijah Craigs. The Rebels are typically aged at least 4 years. So the Rebel might be a little bit younger, and the Rebel store pick comes in at 120 proof compared to the multiple different proofs that the Larceny picks come in at. So each Larceny pick has a little bit of a different flavor profile, a little bit of a different age and a different proof on it. So anything you want to add to that before we dive into our blind tasting?
I'm really excited to see how the Rebel's going to hold up. It's going to be interesting to see if that lower proof stands out among, the 5, 6, 7 proof higher of the Larceny bottles.
Absolutely. We'll see how it does. So we have these in order here. We have W, X, Y, and Z. So let's start with W and Z and see what we think. Cheers indeed. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
All right, W, let's take a smell here, the nose. Man, this nose is a little bit softer than what I thought I was about to get hit with, because I remember when we were nosing the Larcenys the other night, especially that B nose was just, it like punched me right in the face. Oh my god.
So deep too, just like caramel vanilla deep aroma.
So this one,
this is light.
It is light. I get the vanilla. I'm getting a little bit of the wheat notes on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so Riley is one of the things that really impressed me about Riley the other night when he came over. He's so good, not to put any pressure on you, but your descriptions are always so good. I love, like, there are a couple times where you would say something and I'm like, that's exactly what it is I was smelling or tasting. So
I go deep into the weeds whenever I taste.
I love it. I love it. All right, the nose on this one, I don't think it's terrific, so I'm gonna dive in and give it a taste. But what do you think? How are you feeling about the nose?
Get a lot of vanilla. It's sweet. Like I think it's that wheat sweet, you know. I picked that up on most wheaters, but there's some vanilla sneaking in from there. I'm not really going to be trying to figure out which batch it is or which one it is. I'm just going to be going purely off of which one I like the most.
You're not going to try and make a fool of yourself. I always try to make a fool of myself. I'm like, this is definitely B, and then the end of the video, it's like, oh no, that was A. And
if I don't try, I can't fail.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna take a sip. That is good.
That is very good.
The finish is so spicy and cinnamon to me that it might be, actually, to be fair, I've not had the Rebel yet. This is whenever I drink it, it'll be my first try.
Yeah, I think you might be surprised. Making predictions. Let's see if it
I should make predictions of something that I've not even tasted yet. That's probably not the smartest.
I need another taste for this one before I say anything about it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I know I said I wasn't going to try and say which one's which, but like I told you earlier, every time I have Rebel, I get that really pronounced like coffee note on the finish. This one has such a long finish to it. I really like this a lot. It's like very vanilla forward, coffee on the finish, a little bit of oak coming in there as well.
Definitely got just your typical sweet wheat flavors. The finish is long lasting, very cinnamon heavy for me though, I think, with the finish. Maybe not even cinnamon as much as just just spice in general.
Just big spices all the way through.
A lot of it.
It hits you quick and it hangs out till the end.
That was the best sip yet. There was a lot of vanilla in that one.
I just got a lot of vanilla, a little bit more of that like wheat grain coming through on that. Yeah.
That's a good pour. All right, moving on to X, Glass X. All right, let's see what the nose is. Oh, that's yummy. Yeah, this is more fruit forward, I think.
See, you say fruit, and I get the fruit, but there's like a caramel in there too.
Oh, big time caramel. Like, yeah. Caramel, well, some Werthers.
It's like a caramel dipped apple.
That's actually a great description of it. This is like a caramel apple, is what it smells like.
I'm wondering if this is the A.
I told you guys, his descriptions are, man, when he says it, I'm just like, yes.
I'm wondering if this is the Larceny A123.
It wouldn't surprise me. Going in for a sip? I think I am.
Compared to our first pour, the finish on this one is a lot less pronounced.
A lot less pronounced. I'm telling you, well, I don't want us to like influence each other too much on these because obviously tasting is such a personal thing and everybody's palate is different. But I will say, I'm gonna go ahead and move this one behind that one. I don't need too much more of that just to know that this was a better pour than this for me right now.
I just think the actual, what's being left with me on this one is better.
Really?
So I'm gonna move out here. This is where my top spot's gonna be.
Love it. Why it is. See how the nose is. Oh my goodness. Hello.
I think we found our B.
Hello. Oh, this is terrific. Wow. Boy, it's so interesting when you have a couple and you're like, these are good, and then one just blows your socks off, and it's like, okay, like just on the nose alone, this one could jump to first, if it even starts to translate through.
I mean, and if I didn't know that this was all Larceny, and it was, just the Rebel thrown in there to throw us off,
yeah,
I would have said all these are different releases.
Oh, for sure.
There's just so much variety in all the releases. If you see one and you don't have one, no matter what the batch is, you're going to be so happy with it.
I agree 100%. I just, there's no going wrong with this stuff. But there are some that you want to buy 2 bottles of, period. And the B523 is one I actually did buy 2 bottles of.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's like a little smoke hiding in there on that nose.
Ooh, I'm not getting that. I believe you. If you say it's there for you for sure. I'm not picking up on that, but I'm just getting just the sweet, the vanilla and the caramel, which are just my favorite notes, obviously. I mean, if you're a bourbon lover, you love some vanilla and caramel.
Gosh, you can just smell the oak on that too.
The oak is there. That I do get. The oak is very present. You got that sweetness from it. I mean, this just is like candy in a glass.
I don't want to wait any longer.
Like, no, get into it.
I'm just going to go ahead. That's my 1 spot, as it should be. I don't need a second.
Oh my
second sip of that.
God.
I'm going to take one.
No, I'm taking one too, but not because it's required. Oh, dude, the finish is there. This is the B. It has to be. Right? Has to be.
We don't have as much experience with the C.
We don't, but God, that finish
could very well be caught off guard.
I could be, and it'll be funny if I am. The finish is still with me. Yeah. Are you still getting it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
Just hanging in there.
it is, and just the cinnamon and the sweetness just sticking around forever.
Gosh, caramel bomb. That is a caramel bomb right there. Yeah, that's as good as it gets, man. That is as good as it gets.
Man, if I start clapping and making noises, I guess I like it, because holy cow.
Turning it into a seal on camera.
Right? Oh, we don't use words for descriptions here. It's just the round of applause for that glass of bourbon, because good Lord, unbelievable. That is to die for. All right, first place.
I've had enough of the B that, I mean, if that's not the B,
I would be shocked.
I'm going to be floored.
Me too. Imagine if it's the A and be like, well, sorry guys, can't do that.
yeah.
All right, Z it is.
Cheers.
Cheers. What do we got here? Cherry, right? I think so.
I need another smell of that. Cherry, cherry, cherry.
Yeah, getting a lot of that. Some vanilla, like some cherry vanilla, like cherry vanilla soda or something almost.
This is the A. If
You think
I'm
so?
picking up on that cherry cola.
That's true, actually. The A.
Yeah, the A is just like cherry Coke.
I remember that now. Oh, that's exactly what it was.
It's like cane sugar and maraschino cherries. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what this is too. It's got to be the A. The nose is so good, and when you drink it, it doesn't blow you away like the B does. Boy, that finish is good though.
oh, the finish is fantastic.
As I'm talking, that finish is lingering. That is very good.
It's a sweet finish too.
Dude, if the season lasts, that's going to be kind of hilarious.
That would suck.
Doesn't matter to me. It is what it is, but it could be.
Because I remember when we had the C a couple days ago,
Yeah.
the two of us were like, oh my gosh, is this like on par with
Yeah.
the B? And yes, we may have had like 10 drinks before then, but
At
we were
least,
we were adamant
Oh, yeah.
that it was on level. So I'm going to go back to
Yeah.
this one that we think is the B just because
Yeah.
it's that good. But I'm lost when it comes to these three. Like there's
a little bit too. That finish is lasting.
that's a good finish
Forever.
there. It's kind of tart. Like,
It is a little tart, which is
And
interesting.
that's not something I really look for in a bourbon. It's something I appreciate when it's not so prominent, and this is very forward on like that cherry, a little bit sour, citrusy in there.
I'm going third right now.
Tentative fourth place,
Interesting.
extremely tentative. Because I think after I go back and have a little bit of each, compare the noses, there will be some movement. I guarantee you that.
Okay. All right, you feeling good about your order?
I think I'm locked in.
All right, so let's see. So last place for me is Z.
Last place, Z.
All right. Third place is going to be W.
Third place, W.
Yeah, we're on the same page then. All right. X is second.
X and Y.
And Y is first. All right, now for the big reveal. Wow. That can't be right.
Let's hear it.
No,
Let's hear it.
it can't be.
What's Z?
B523.
No way.
It can't be true. W is C923. What is happening?
Go buy C923 when it hits your stores. That's what we're
W
learning today.
Is C923. X is the rebel, which
Okay.
means
Wait.
A123 came
X
in
is the
first.
rebel?
Yes. Are you telling me
Wait. All right, so you
that
said-
our blowaway first place was Larceny A123? What is happening?
we never claimed to know what we're doing here. Wow.
Dude, it just still smells so good. I'm going to stand by it. I'm not like taking it
I'm not
back.
about to change it.
No, I'm not changing it because this is what we tasted tonight, but it is a shocker. It is a shocker to say that even the C923 beat the B. So that means C923 is an instant buy because B, like I said, I bought a backup of B. It's an instant buy because it's delicious. It is terrific. That Rebel store pick is damn good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
So the W is the one that we thought had the coffee, and that's the C. I'm so glad you're here for this because I would feel like a crazy person
Yeah.
if I had done this on my own and come to this conclusion. So I'm glad to have some verification that I'm not crazy. That A is ridiculously good. They're all delicious. So I bought the A in March of this year. So it's been sitting for a while. So it's clearly opened up and changed. The B is, this B just opened up for the first time on Thursday. And the C we just opened up on Thursday too, right?
Yeah.
Did we crack the C on Thursday?
Yeah, we cracked.
So, they haven't sat as long, and we all know that whiskeys and bourbons have a tendency to change as time goes on. So, at the end of the day, here's the deal. These are all delicious. They're all worth a buy. The C is 100% worth getting. And thank you, Heaven Hill, for continuing to put out delicious bourbon that is unfiltered, barrel proof, aged well,
And affordable.
and affordable. And the fact that Heaven Hill's putting these out and they're still $70-ish and findable makes these just terrific bourbons. So that's that. But before we go, I do have a little something for you.
Yeah.
Because you're the very first, like I said early on, you were the very first guest on the channel. And this has been a blast. So thank you for doing this.
Absolute
So
blast.
hang out for a second. I'm going to bring you something. All right, this is for you. As a, and
Thank
for
you.
future guests of the channel, please don't expect this. But this is a special occasion, man. We're on the very first guest on the channel. So,
And hopefully this is the first of many.
yes, sir. Cheers.
Let's
Cheers
see.
to you, man.
What we got here? No way. You gotta be kidding me right now. A Maker's Mark Cellar Age?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You gave me your unicorn.
My unicorn's sitting right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's a brand new bottle of a unicorn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
Wow.
Thanks for
No.
coming on the channel and doing this video and making me not feel like a crazy person.
We're gonna put this
For this
right up
ranking.
here so y'all can see it nice and well.
You guys know what's cool about Riley is that he actually found a Maker's Mark Cellar Aged, and he's been wanting this bottle, right? I mean,
yeah, this
you
has
and
been top of my list.
you and I were both talking about it. Like, this is the one we're really searching out. I was able to find a couple, actually. And so I just got lucky. But Riley found one, and I was thinking you were going to get it and keep it for yourself. But you're like such a nice guy. You actually found it. You got a buddy who's a Makers fan, and you got it for him. So you got it for your buddy instead of yourself for that. And I just think that's awesome, man. I think that's what bourbon and whiskey is all about, is just the relationships and the friendships and the hanging out and drinking the stuff together. So thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing this, man.
Thank
This was
you.
super fun.
It was an absolute pleasure.
And that's it. That's what we got. So Larceny Barrel Proofs, go buy them. They're great values. They're all delicious. And the A123, it's a bummer that that's in first place because I don't know if people can still find those.
I don't know if it's a bummer at all.
You're right. There's no bummer here. This is all good.
Props to y'all that really bought into the A123 earlier.
Hey, there you go. Hey, as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know if you found the C923, the B523. You know, let us know what you think about the Larceny Barrel Proofs. And if you found it, what you think about it. And as always, thanks for being here. We'll see you guys in the next video. We did it. Done and done.
No way did you give me a Cellar Age. What
Yeah, dude.
store did you buy this from?
So I got that from my buddy at,
Okay.
he had one for me. I walked in one day and he's like, hey man, because I had been telling him, I was like, hey man, I'm looking for, that's like the one bottle I want.
Yeah.
So they got one in and he held it for me.
Dude,
He
how
had
much
it
do you
behind
want
the
for it?
counter. Nothing. I don't want anything. Thanks for you. Seriously.
That's crazy. Like,
no,
I threw you a couple bucks there.
No, man. He sold it to me for below MSRP.
Really?
Yeah, I got it for $139, I think. Out
That's
the door.
crazy.
Dude, it's crazy.
Those dudes are great.
Dude, I love that store. It is the absolute best.